Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. What happens when a key government minister isn't a person, but an AI? Believe it or not, this isn't fiction anymore. It's a reality that's already starting to reshape politics as we know it.
Yeah, just let that sink in for a minute. What if a government minister wasn't human? I know, it totally feels like the plot of a movie, right? But here's the kicker. It's not fiction. It's happening, right now.
And we're not talking about some far-off, hypothetical future here. Nope. We're talking about the Balkan nation of Albania, where we're literally witnessing a digital birthright inside the government's cabinet room.
Okay, so let's get into it. It's time to meet the world's first ever AI cabinet minister. Her name is Diela, and she's not just a program. She's a digital entity with an official job and a truly revolutionary mission.
Now, this is the really wild part. Diela isn't just some fancy chatbot or an advisor. No way. She was given an actual official political identity. In her mission? It was crystal clear. Go after the really tough stuff, like the long-standing corruption and inefficiency that had been chipping away at public trust for years.
And get this, the way Albania's prime minister announced her was, well, pretty incredible. He used this really powerful, almost poetic metaphor, saying she was pregnant with 83 children. And that right there tells you everything. The plan was never about just one AI. It was about spreading this new form of intelligence through the entire government.
So it all starts with just one AI minister, Diela. Think of her as the symbolic first step, the first seed of a much, much bigger and more ambitious plan.
But that number doesn't stay at 1 for long. It immediately jumps to 83. That's right, 83 digital children, each one designed to multiply Diela's impact across the board.
So, what exactly are these digital children? Well, think of them as super sophisticated AI assistants. Each member of parliament gets one, and its job is to act as a kind of digital watchdog and advisor, making sure that this idea of data-driven accountability gets into every single nook and cranny of the government.
Now, as bold and kind of out there as Albania's move is, it's really important to know that it isn't happening in a vacuum. It's just the most visible, headline-grabbing part of a much bigger, much quieter global experiment that's going on with AI in government.
And you can see it happening all over the place. I mean, look at Japan. They've got an AI helping to draft climate change legislation. Over in Iceland, a shadow parliament AI sifts through public feedback on new bills. It's pretty clear that this isn't a one-off. Governments everywhere are quietly weaving AI into the very fabric of how they operate.
So that brings up a huge question. What's the end game here? What's the big utopian vision that's driving this massive shift? I mean, what's the promise that makes a gamble like this seem worth taking?
Well, if you ask the proponents, they'll tell you that AI could fix the very things that have made human politics so messy for, forever. Just imagine it, a government with no emotional bias, no backroom deals, no petty corruption, just pure logic and data, all working to give us the best public services possible. I mean, that's the dream, right?
Okay, but we all know that every revolution has its shadow side. And for all that shiny promise of a data-driven utopia, we have to talk about the flip side. We have to confront the really profound and very real dangers that come with it. And this right here really nails the central dilemma. It's a series of trade-offs, isn't it? For everything we might gain in machine logic, what crucial human qualities do we risk losing? Sure, we get efficiency, but do we lose empathy? We get pure logic, but what happens if that logic is built on biased code? We might get transparency, but does that mean we lose any room for mercy? It all really boils down to one massive ethical question. Can you actually program morality? Is it even possible for an algorithm to truly understand something as complex and nuanced as justice or fairness or compassion? And think about this. Holding an AI accountable is a whole different ballgame. You can't put an algorithm in jail. You can't shame it. You can't reason with a flawed line of code. An AI just does what it's programmed to do, relentlessly. And if that programming has the biases of its human creators baked in, well, it could amplify those flaws 1,000 times over, creating injustice on a scale we've never seen before. So, where does that leave us? It feels like we're caught between this perfect dream and a potential nightmare. But the author of our source material here suggests there might be a third path, a future that's not about replacement, but about partnership, a future of co-governance. Just try to picture this for a second. A cabinet room, maybe 10 years from now.
You've got human ministers sitting at the table, and right next to them are these glowing AI holograms. The idea here isn't about AI taking over, it's about AI having a seat at the table, working alongside humans.
So this is the co-governance model. Here's how it could work. The AI does what it's brilliant at, crunching insane amounts of data, spotting patterns, and giving purely logical data-driven predictions. But then, and this is the crucial part, the humans step in to do what we do best, provide the moral context, the empathy, and the final judgment. It's a team effort.
And that brings us to this really powerful conclusion from the author, which I think just sums it all up perfectly. The idea is that we have to strike a balance. Let the machines handle the cold, hard calculation, but leave the final, just decisions to human hearts. Because at the end of the day, efficiency without justice isn't really progress at all.
So in the end, this whole story about Diala, it's not really about the tech. It's more like a mirror. It forces us to look at ourselves and ask what we truly value